Well, hi everyone and welcome to part 3. I'm going to start with a question, which is, how do you go from this to this? Well, the answer is you don't. You hire people who can do it. Now, I did say I'm doing this whole thing and I'm building it myself. Well, I am, but I don't really consider this part of the building job itself. The technique for the pine was that he was roped up, he had spiked boots so he could climb up, and he had a small chainsaw he held in one hand, which he just used to take the beams off one by one until he could lop the top off. I'm sorry if it looks a little bit silhouette-y. It was a very strange foggy day actually, but anyway, here he is, and you can see him getting towards the top sections, taking each of these off. Bit noisier now as we approach the finale of this one. What he's basically going to do is lop the top off. Now, the way you go about cutting a tree down if you're on the ground is you cut what's called a notch out on the front where you want it to fall. It's like a wedge that comes out, and then when that comes out you go down the other side and slice into it. I'm going to put a little label on the screen, but you'll see the notch come out in a second. There it goes. This is quite hair-raising stuff when you're doing this on the ground, never mind being strapped up in a tree 40 feet up. Crunch. After that, it was just a case of taking the sections off one by one and letting them drop down. Later on, he then felled the ash in one go, which you see here. As well as paying for the expertise to remove large trees, you also pay for the fact they remove the waste and they've got the kit to do it. Nice drone shot here, which is showing the site developing. Next challenge though is to deal with the stumps that have been left behind. This is a stump grinder. Now, it transpires that this was a complete waste of time, but I didn't know this at the time. There's 3 tree stumps in total, and trust me, they're going to be featuring in later videos as I attempt to wrestle them out of the ground. The stump grinder is a great thing to have if you want to maybe just get rid of most of the stump that's visible above ground. Maybe if you were going to do a lawn above it or plant or whatever that might be. What I really needed was for the whole stump to be removed to the point you could do something with it. So this was actually half a day's work that I paid for that, as I say, it turned out I didn't need. You can see that I spray painted out approximately the lines of the build, so that's giving you an idea now of size and scale and where it's going to go. Thank you for watching, and if you're anything like me, what you really want to see is me ruin a perfectly good garden with a digger. Well, that's coming up next. If you could like the video, that would be great, and if you could subscribe, even better. See you next time.